Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pro Evolution Soccer 2021. It's the Master League, it's full manual and we are on fire. 16th we're up to now. Who would have thought this would happen after the terrible start we had to the season? But some more people have been leaving comments and suggestions for players to sign in the transfer window, so we'll get into that in a minute. But we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 2-0 in the Premier League. We then drew with them 2-2 in the FA Cup, but won on penalties 4-1. Did really well on that. Drew 0-0 with Burnley, but then beat Man City 3-2 in an unbelievably good game. A really good performance. We played really, really well. And today we've got Everton and Chelsea as we head into the end of the transfer window. So it could potentially be a longer episode today. I know the episodes have been reasonably long because there's been loads of highlights. They've been over half an hour, which I don't really like. But you guys seem to be enjoying it, so we'll keep it going. But yes, we've had some negotiations for other players. And we went for... I'm still undecided about Brunetta. I'm still not sure. I still don't know what to do about that one. The comments have not really hinted at a direct decision. I think the wage is too much. I think 10 grand increase from what he's currently on and putting the release fee at the same price isn't the best deal. I went for Coop Myers, but it broke down. He just didn't want to move to us from AZ. Same with Ferro as well, who was... Someone suggested we should go for him, and his release fee was like 12 million. So I said, I offered 11. They said yes, but he didn't want to move to us. He wanted to stay at Benfica, and there's nothing you can do when they want to do that. So yeah, so we have got a few people still on the transfer list. I'm still very tempted to maybe make a loan move for Jesse Lingard, although I think he probably would turn us down as well. I think. I can never understand. I think it's for affection to their club. So if it's really low, you can get them easier. But as you can see, everyone's got quite high affection. Carlos Vela, again, no real interest in the comments and bringing him in. David, I tried, but he won't move to us. Coop Myers won't move to us. Malin won't move to us. Bastoni won't move to us. Ferro won't move to us. Bode, I was quite tempted by. 80 rated striker. Found by the scouts from River Plate. Good balance, good physical contact, good jump. Can't really pass. Decent finishing, decent heading. 175 centimetres tall. Not too bad. I don't like the fact he has track back. I don't really want him to have that, but he does have first time shot, which is good. Shalov got recommended as well. He's a little bit more expensive, a release fee of £15 million. Super sub though, which is always good. One touch pass is good. First time shot is good. 180 centimetres as well. He's got good balance, he's got good speed. He can't really jump, but in the air he's not too bad, and finishing is pretty good as well. So he's definitely someone we're looking at on the radar. We do need as I hover over Jesse Lingard, we do need an attacking midfielder to come in and rotate with Eze, because you'll see here, Eze is getting tired. He's basically playing in attacking midfield every single game, and we don't have someone that we can bring in to replace him. So I think an attacking midfielder is on our list of things to go through. If we look at the messages, you can see that, yeah, so I'm not lying. There you go. Compared to Benfica, he wasn't happy. He wasn't interested. Cooper Myers wasn't convinced we'd used him in the right role. So, yeah, that's fair enough. We've got offers for Joel Ward, which I now might accept and go through that. I think I've already negotiated it and asked them for a bit more money because Dodo is now playing really well. And yeah, they're negotiating the transfer, so we'll see what happens with that one. But generally, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get any more of your comments for the transfer window. You're going to have to comment on how the transfer window ends, because we're going to go into the next game, and then it's going to be the transfer window. Well, it's going to be Everton, then it's going to be Chelsea, I think I said, and then it's going to be deadline day. So yeah, this is last chance saloon really to get some good deals in. But we've got a couple of messages or a message. Scouting results, they found Suso, who I think used to play for Midtjylland. He is a winger, so potentially not a bad player to go for. He might be quite old now, Suso. Is he old? He's 28, plays at Sevilla. Oh no, I'm thinking of someone else, aren't I? I'm thinking of completely someone else. But yeah, not a bad player. Not a bad player at all, but 28 is... I think I'd rather... He can play attacking midfield. I think I'd rather get an out-and-out attacking midfielder. Classic sort of number 10. See, Vlasic... I'm still quite keen to potentially bring in Vlasic. Long range shot, rising shot, one touch pass, through pass, long range drive, a heel trick. I mean, he's comes with a lot of skills. 81 rated, 24 years old. Would get better. Finishing is a bit poor. It's a tough one. We'll see. Maybe he'll be the deadline day deal we go for. £27 million release clause though, so we actually probably won't be able to afford him. Only 20 million in the bank. So that's enough talking about players. Let's get into the game. We will sort out the game plan, and I'll be back to show you what the starting lineup is. I forgot to say, obviously, we've signed 2 new players. Tap Sober has come in and is absolutely incredible. Really good. His balance is a bit low, so he does get pushed off the ball a bit easy. But he is really, really good in the air. Really good defender. And we've brought in Guendouzi on a free transfer. He was 81 rated. He's got a team role of a leader, only 22 on a free transfer. I just couldn't say no. He's got some very, very good stats. Again, not too good in the air. He's quite small, got big hair, but really good in terms of passing and moving the ball around. So looking forward to seeing what he can do in here as well. But it looks like this is how we're going to line up for today's game. Guita is tired in goal. Let's bring in Butland, who I will probably end up calling Guita in the video anyway, like I did in the previous one. Tap Sober and Cahill at the back. They're both a bit tired. Don't really have. Sacco's down. Could put Joel. Let's put Joel Ward at centre back. We're going to take a bit of a hit in team spirit. We'll put Ferguson on the bench instead of Mitchell, and Yurako can come off the bench for. Well, we'll put youngster Woods on there. Why not? And then Zaha is a shocker. He's not going to come on, and Riedewald can go on the bench for Sacco. So that's how we're going to line up. It's going to be Butland, Klein, Ward, Cahill, Van Arnholt, Guendouzi, Milivojevic, Meyer, Townsend, Benteke, and Bruno Henrique. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very sunny Selhurst Park for the game of Crystal Palace versus Everton. And Crystal Palace having to rest quite a number of players due to fitness concerns, but Guendouzi does come in to make his debut for the Eagles today. Signed on a free transfer, picked up on a very good deal. There he is chatting to Andros Townsend. He's a new member of the team. Andre Gomez gets a start in the Everton midfield, and it should be a very interesting game. So let's get it underway. So Ruud Gullit talking in the press how he's been relatively impressed with Crystal Palace's turnaround in form. He thanked the board for sticking with him and allowing him to keep this project going. Obviously, always good to get the chairman on board, isn't it? As Van Arnholt stands up, Bernard can't get round him. But yeah, he seems to be producing some much better football, some decent results. As Ruud Gullit obviously leading Crystal Palace to a very famous 3-2 win over Manchester City, as well as beating Liverpool. They've just got to make sure they can do it against the supposedly weaker teams in the division as well. Everton, probably not classed as a weaker team. Quite a strong outfit, Everton now, as Ashley Young, new signing for them, gets on the ball. Signed back to the Premier League to Everton from Inter Milan. And there is a counter-attack on here as Young finds himself out of position. Townsend lays it into Max Meyer. Flicks that one on to Bruno Henrique in to replace Zaha for today's game, but just crowded out by yellow shirts, and Everton hold on to the ball. Alex Iwobi turns away from Nathaniel Klein, who is in to replace Dodo today. He's one of those struggling with match fitness, and Gary Cahill was a bit touch and go as well, but the lack of centre-backs at the club at the moment, and Ruud Gullit supposedly not trusting Woods to have a starting spot as Delph looks to try and get away. Good tackle from Joe Ward, who's filling in at centre-back in this game today, as released Benteke. He's got Townsend on the right-hand side. Townsend looks to accelerate away from Ashley Young, up against Keane. Always going to favour that left foot. Floats it in towards the back post. Bruno Henrique with the header, but very easy for Lossell in goal. And Everton 11 minutes in. Still 0-0 here at Selhurst Park. Gambin on the right. Tries to put a cross in looking for Tossan. Everybody missed it. Cahill gets a foot to it for a slight clearance. Bernard manages to turn. Iwobi with a header. That should be easy for Jack Butland, and is. There's Crystal Palace. Yeah, holding to the ball. Everton not really offering too much at the moment. Not throwing too many men forward. Carlo Ancelotti's team look happy to try and see this game out and get a foothold before really increasing their attacking output in the game. Milivojevic into Max Meyer. Around the corner to Bruno Henrique. Looks to try and put that into Van Arnholt's path. It's cleared away. Guendouzi tries to put that into Max Meyer's path, but a terrible pass from the new signing, and Fabian Delph clears it away. It should be easy for Joel Ward to intercept that one. Keeps this alive. Max Meyer. Round the corner into Davies. Bruno Henrique just tries to shimmy away from Ben Godfrey. Gets his shot off, and he's hit the post. So unlucky for the left winger there, Bruno Henrique. And on the rebound, Nathaniel Klein had an early shot that goes past the post, but lovely little shimmy from Bruno Henrique to get round Godfrey. Got that left-footed shot off, hit the post, and Nathaniel Klein fancied a hit early doors just over the bar. It remains 0-0. Oh, bad pass from the standing centre-back Joel Ward was... Well, the cross was all wrong from Alex Iwobi, who really hasn't been playing very well for Everton. And Guendouzi can bring the ball away, fires that in towards Max Meyer. But again, just off the pace a little bit, Guendouzi. He's been a bit of time without a club, as Iwobi holds off the challenge of Luka Milivojevic. Back to Ashley Young. Ashley Young is tackled well by Klein, but still keeps going. Iwobi turns in towards Tosan, and Guendouzi will get this one away. Davies is there to intercept the clearance. Bernard over the ball. Back to Davies for Everton. Their first real chance of mounting an attack as Gambin puts a good ball through down the line. Davies has drawn two people towards him. Tossen's up, and Cahill will try and get this one away. Bernard's intercepted it as he tried to do his clearance. Great save from Butland there, and it is eventually cleared away by Crystal Palace, who are going to try and launch this counter-attack that we've seen to deadly effect in previous games, as Bruno Henriquez is pulled wide. Andros Townsend keeps hold of the ball into Max Meyer, round to Benteke, just trying to use his strength to get away from Ben Godfrey, but a good tackle from the centre-back, and Everton will look to break. And Tosan plays a good 1-2 with Bernard. It opens up some space, and Iwobi can run into it on the wing. Back to Cenk Tosun. Cenk Tosun is tackled very well by Gary Cahill, though, and he releases the ball to Bruno Henrique. Max Meyer is surely fouled by Michael Keane, and is half an hour gone, 0-0. Pretty even. Started with Crystal Palace on top, but Everton are growing into the game now. Klein goes long, looking towards Benteke. Tries to get his head on it. Davies is there to pick up the loose ball. Back to Gumbamin. I don't know how you say that name. Guendouzi will pick up the loose ball in midfield for Crystal Palace, inside to Van Aanholt. Van Aanholt tackled very well by Fabian Delph. Iwobi will look to bring the ball away. Holds off Milivojevic and goes back to Ashley Young, who looks over the top towards Cenk Tosun, but that's easy for Gary Cahill to read that one. As Cahill drops the ball out towards Ward. Up it goes to Nathaniel Klein, making a bit of a rare start. Klein, he was third choice behind Joel Ward and Dodo, but Joel Ward could be on his way out of the club towards a potential move to Derby County, as Christian Benteke tries to hold the ball up, but is robbed again by Fabian Delph, who's protecting the back four really well, and Iwobi could see himself through. Crossfield ball towards Bernard, but Guendouzi covers really well. The new signing brought in is a bit more of a defensive midfielder. There are calls for Crystal Palace to try and invest in an attacking midfielder to rest Eze a couple of times, who is rested today, but then Max Meyer is pulled out of central midfield to counter that loss of Eze, as well. Max Meyer's on the ball now and feeds this one through, trying to find Enrique, but great tracking back from Gabamin as Young goes up the line to Alex Iwobi. Good turn into Andre Gomez. Cenk Tosun tries to put it back into the path of Iwobi, but Joel Ward reads that well. Filling in very well at centre-back today, Joel Ward. Made a solid start back there next to Cahill, as again, a wayward pass there as Bruno Henrique gives it away. Tom Davies into Bernard, who's trying to find Patrick Van Aanholt out of position. Joel Ward misses the header. Back to Gomez. Van Aanholt's in position this time, as Bruno Henrique tries to get the ball away. Benteke into Max Meyer. Has the run of Townsend. Townsend cuts in field and gets away from Ashley Young very easily. Max Meyer tries to feed that into Benteke, who's offside, and that will probably see us through to half-time. And as Lossell takes the offside free kick, it is 0-0 at half-time. A pretty even game. Let's see if there's any changes. No changes for Crystal Palace. No changes for Everton as the second half gets underway. And, well, Everton try to go for a long ball straight over the top into the path of Cenk Tosun, and Van Aanholt's got to have his wits about him. He beats Bernard to the ball. Gives the ball off to Guendouzi. Goes long, looking up towards Benteke, who's just wrestled out of it by Keane, but Bruno Henrique picks up the loose ball. That will fall to Van Aanholt. Van Aanholt again just tries to go first time in towards the box, but massively overhits it, and Lossell makes a very good claim of the ball. And Iwobi finds himself in space, and Iwobi scored, and, well, Crystal Palace just fell asleep at the back there. It was a long ball up. Tosun won the header. It fell to it fell to Delph into Bernard. Bernard just sort of poked it around the corner, and, well, Cahill caught napping, and Iwobi pounced. It's 1-0 Everton, and, well, Crystal Palace will feel a bit aggrieved about that. Don't think they deserve to be losing, but losing they are, as Bruno Henriquez tries to put it into Benteke, straight down the other end. Townsend with a hit, and it goes past the post. Nearly an immediate response from Crystal Palace. Max Meyer picks up the ball in midfield. Townsend with a lovely flick on to the advancing Klein. Nathaniel Klein back into Townsend. Just took a heavy touch though, and Ben Godfrey manages to get a foot on the ball, and now Nathaniel Klein maybe will be caught out of position. Gomez comes forward into Tosan. St. Tosan stands up. Guendouzi fouls him. I don't think Ruud Gullit will be too annoyed by that one, stopping the counter-attack. Iwobi over the ball, puts a cross in, and everyone can see that drift out for a goal kick. Fabian Delph into Tosan. Great tackle there from Ward as Cahill just gets and pounces on the loose ball. Guendouzi now for Palace. Just kicks that. He's not had a very good debut, Guendouzi. Bernard forcefully tackled. Referee says play on. Guendouzi tries to get in there as well. The referee says play on again. Tom Davies has the ball. Turns back to the right back. Tom Davies goes again. And managed to get a cross in. That's easy for Butland though. And Butland will try and launch a counter-attack here as he goes up towards Benteke, who is slow to react, and Keane read that very well. Bernard into Delph. Delph on one more to Iwobi. Steps away from Nathaniel Klein. Good block on the ball from Milivojevic. Davies round the corner into Delph. Delph looking for a ball in again, and Davies recycles it. Andre Gomez for Everton as they come forward. Ashley Young. Ball across. Picks out Bernard in a lot of space, who gets round Bruno Enrique. Tom Davies is then robbed, but it falls to Tosan. Tosan with a shot. Good save from Butland. It remains 1-0 Everton here at Selhurst Park. The home team looking to create something though. Tosan. Ball through to Iwobi, who's got Davies in the middle. Guendouzi gets up really well. Good defensive header from the new signing. Potentially the best thing he's done in this game. Max Meyer up to Benteke, just holding the ball up into Bruno Enrique. On one more, Max Meyer finds himself in a bit of space. Was he pulled back? Referee says no. Just lost his footing. And Everton, Crystal Palace get into some good positions, but just don't seem to have the capability to put that finishing touch to the flowing moves they're making, as St. Tosan is beaten in the air by Cahill. Bruno Enriquez. There's space for Townsend. He's forced a little bit wide. Takes a heavy touch, and Ashley Young can get back at him. Good defending from the ex-Man United man. St. Tosan is into the box, but again, Joel Ward proving himself very capable actually of filling in at centre-back in this game as ball comes forward. Looks to Max Meyer. Tom Davies gets there first. Good interception on that ball from Milivojevic though. Tom Davies. Benteke invites Klein to come forward, and he's got Max Meyer on the edge. Max Meyer takes a touch, gets a shot off. Good save from Lossell. Great ball through from Iwobi to Delph. Delph's in, and Guendouzi again showing his worth to the team. Two superb bits of defending from the new signing, and he's probably not going to be the creative force that Gullit would have wanted him to be, but defensively he's been absolutely solid today. And Crystal Palace now have a chance to actually go and get something out of this game as Townsend lays it in to Guendouzi. Guendouzi tries to put it across. Keane sort of clearance hit Ben Godfrey, and good composure after that from the Everton centre-back to clear that up as Ashley Young goes along with the poor terrible pass. Max Meyer can pick up that pass from Joel Ward, but definitely didn't do the most with it. It was a very lazy back heel as Gary Cahill has to cover, or as Milivojevic back there covering St. Tosan. Guendouzi into Max Meyer. Ball through. Townsend's in a bit of space, gets a shot off, and it's 1-1. Just like that, Crystal Palace launched the attack, and Townsend with a lovely finish at the near post. Great ball through from Max Meyer. Milivojevic, great defending in there. Guendouzi on one more to Max Meyer. Max Meyer just waited that pass through beautifully, and Townsend rifles a finish past Lossell, and that is 1-1 at Selhurst Park. And that is what Ruud Gullit would have wanted. And a triple substitution for Crystal Palace as well, as Van Arnholt is replaced by Nathan Ferguson. Nathaniel Klein, so both fullbacks coming off to replace by Riedeveld, and Batshuayi comes in to replace by Benteke, and he's straight involved in the action here. Little back heel trying to find Enriquez, but couldn't find him. Iwobi though with a through ball, and Cahill is struggling, and St. Tosan's through one-on-one. Butland comes out, makes a great slide tackle to get that right. As Crystal, it's end to end this game now. Batshuayi on the ball, holds it up well, gets away from Doucouré. Townsend lays it back to Milivojevic. Riedeveld back to Milivojevic, looks to swing a cross in towards Townsend. It's back to Milivojevic with a hit, and it's just gone past the post. A good dipping shot. 83 minutes gone, still 1-1. Ruud Gullit shows his appreciation, and Crystal Palace seem to be a bit reinvigorated here. Ball in from Milivojevic, was headed away by Doucouré, came back to the central midfielder, and he hit that volley just past the post. Lossell looked worried though. Gary Cahill really struggling with fatigue at the back for Crystal Palace. You hope that's not going to cost them a goal, but Max Meyer's in here. He likes to try to feed Batshuayi very quickly, but the pass was wrong. Last 4 minutes of the game, Joel Ward has had an outstanding game at the back for Crystal Palace as a stand-in centre-back here as Max Meyer turns up to Batshuayi. Batshuayi as well. He's isolated Godfrey here. It's a great tackle from Godfrey. Max Meyer pounces though. Guendouzi tries to cut that across goal, and well, if Batshuayi wasn't too busy complaining on the floor, he may have had a chance of a goal there as Tosan wins that header. Good cover from Riedewald at right back. Guendouzi getting on the ball a lot more for Palace in this second half. It's what Ruud Gullit would have wanted to see. Tosan beaten in the air. Riedewald into Milivojevic. Just up to Max Meyer. Max Meyer's got the chance to run now. He's got Townsend out wide and he stayed on side. The Englishman shoots into the side netting. Probably should have gone across goal. It looks like this is going to be a 1-1 draw. Lots of options for Max Meyer as he turned and no defenders came towards him. When they did, it opened up space for the Townsend. And on the right foot, saw the keeper coming to predict the cross. But it does go into the side netting. And with 13 or so seconds to go, that is the full-time whistle. And it's 1-1. Townsend with the equaliser. A good performance from Crystal Palace. I don't think they'll be too disappointed with that. 8 shots for Palace, 6 for Everton, both having 3 on target. A relatively even game, 1-1, a fair scoreline. So Crystal Palace sitting in 16th position, 3 points off Aston Villa in 14th. At the top, Liverpool, Leicester and Everton. So a very good result for Palace, that one. So here we go then into more negotiations and then the game against Chelsea and then deadline day with lots of transfer news, I'm sure, to happen in between. What have we got here? We found a scout, Ruth and Franz, which is an interesting name. Never heard of him before. And Joel Ward, Derby have made a counter bid. So let's go and have a look. He had a solid game at centre-back, Joel Ward. I sort of don't want to sell him, but I sort of feel like we should. I think we're going to reject that one for Sacco because we can't get another centre-back in at the moment. Joel Ward, 2.45. I probably would take that. He's old, isn't he? He's 32. Yeah, go on. Go and have a good rest of your career at Derby. We'll get a bit more money in the bank and look to go and bring in one of our own new players, I think. They've found Ruth and Franz, who is a right back, 76 rated. Not really the best. He plays for We United in the J League, so that'll be something from my thing that hasn't worked well. Mancini, I'm quite tempted to go in for Mancini, you know. Good heading, fighting spirit. He won't enjoy our tactics. He doesn't like counter-attack. He doesn't like long pass. So he really won't. And he doesn't like to maintain formation. So he really wouldn't help our team spirit at all. But we do sort of need another centre-back. I'm happy with Klein and Dodo at right back. Van Aanholt, Mitchell and Nathan Ferguson at left back. Centre-backs we've got Cahill, Sacco, Topsuba, the new guy, and the young guy Wood. So maybe another centre-back. If we sort by position, I do think attacking midfielders scream me outfit. So yeah, we've got 4 centre-backs technically. I'd like to give the youngsters a bit more of a run out. Ferguson and Mitchell are coming into the game slowly as well. Centre midfielder, I'm fine with centre midfield. Yeah, Kirby's out on loan, so I think let's go and see if we can bring in attacking midfielder. I think I might go for Vlasic. I've been wanting to sort of go for him for a while. David's not having it. Lingard, I don't think wants to move to us, and I'd only really like him on loan. I don't think the club is not impressed with our terms. 2.5 million. I mean, that's basically what we just got for Joel Ward to get Lingard on loan for 6 months. Let's see it. Let's give it a go. Let's see if he'll do it. I don't think he'll move. Stengs is another one I'd be quite interested in to give us an option on the right wing to replace with Townsend. I think, again, he's been on the list for a while. I mean, we've got a deal arranged for Brunetta. Do we just go for him and he becomes the backup to Eze? First time shot, chip shot control, long range shooting, outside curler, weighted pass. I think he would be quite good actually looking at that. He likes counter-attack, he likes long pass, he likes to maintain formation, he'd fit into our team straight away. Do we take a risk and just get that done? It's a lot of money, 26.5. They're asking us to increase the weekly salary. Let's renegotiate, see if we can get him down a little bit. Transfer fee, I don't mind. That's just paying his release fee. Will you accept 20? I mean, 21 is still a lot of money to go for. Big appearance fee, big goal, but it's a good win bonus. Let's see what he says. We'll try £21,000 a week, which is quite a lot of money. And then, have I not? I've not added Vlasic to the list. But, well, Bohr can play there as well. He can play second striker, not quite attacking midfielder very well. Bohr is one. If we want another striker, he'd be keen. Shalov, again, pointed out in the chat, I think would be quite useful. This is why this could be a long episode, because I feel like we're going to do quite a lot of deals between, well, now and the end of the transfer window. So Joel Ward does leave the club on the day that we play Chelsea, so hopefully we're going to have enough people around and good enough fitness. We did rest quite a few people, so hopefully we'll be okay. It's not going to be an easy game either against Chelsea. They're a very good team. Guita can come out for Butland, who played well against Everton. I don't think he was really at fault for the goal. Benteke is up for it, which is great. Zaha, full fitness. Townsend, Eze. Myers down a little bit. Kouyaté could come on, or Riedeveld, MacArthur. Guendouzi can come in. He's, again, didn't do brilliantly well. Cahill will have a rest for Sacco. Van Aanholt will have a rest for... let's start Nathan Ferguson with this one. Dodo comes in at full fitness. Tapsoba's back as well. He's, as I said, an absolute beast in centre-back. Cahill can have a full rest. Meyer can come off the bench. Kouyaté can come on. Pjanić can come on the bench. Let's give Bruno Henriquez a rest. And we'll go with that, I think. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stamford Bridge for what is another London derby. Plenty of these in the schedule. And this is Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. And we see a bit more of a familiar lineup. Benteke keeps his plot up front. Zaha back into the team. Abraham starts up front ahead of Timo Werner for Chelsea today. And it should be interesting. Jack Butland keeps his place in goal. He keeps his place in goal for Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace will be hoping to hit Chelsea on a bit of a counter-attack. Much like they did to Liverpool and Manchester City earlier on this season. Guendouzi feeds the ball up to Eze, who's got lots of space to run into here. No real pressure. Kante comes to meet him. Eze easily gets past and then gets off. Eze with a shot blocked. So Crystal Palace with the corner. What can they do from here? Where's Big Benteke? Give me Benteke. That's Nathan Ferguson. It's got to be in here somewhere. There he is. Right, Benteke. Making his run towards the near post again, in towards Rudiger and Benteke. Willy Caballero gets the header away. Milivojevic swings it back in, headed back down. Dodo with a hit. Oh, what a dipping effort that was. Great save from Willy Caballero to keep it at 0-0. The corner came in. Good punch from the keeper. It came back out to Milivojevic, putting it back in. Headed down by Ferguson, and Dodo fancied a hit, and it's a fantastic save because that was flying in the top corner. Milivojevic again over the ball. Again, potentially looking for Benteke up against Ziyech. Benteke would fancy him to win that header. Ziyech actually defended it really well. And Abraham will bring the ball away for Chelsea. Zaha in towards Benteke. Holds off Christensen well, but Kante gets back at him and puts in a good tackle. Pulisic out to Kovacic. Havertz looks to spin in behind. Pulisic looks to pick out Havertz. It's a great run from the midfielder, and he's hit the post. And it goes behind, and it remains 0-0. Oh, Benteke's beating Christensen in the air. Tries to feed it into Zaha, who's just crowded out by Chelsea defenders, and Rudiger wins the ball. And again, Kai Havertz could be in, and it's Tapsoba who's got to race back, and it's a fantastic tackle from the new signing at Crystal Palace. He has really endeared himself to the Eagles fans as Ferguson comes forward with it. Sees Eze in a lot of space in the middle of the park. No one picking him up. Kante eventually comes out to meet him. Townsend tackled by Emerson, and Kante gets it away. Poor clearance though. Back to Townsend. Benteke flick behind him. Zaha winds up a shot blocked by Christensen, and Kante puts it behind for a corner. Really entertaining, exciting game here in London. Kante, poor pass out, blocked by the defender. Townsend into Benteke, flick round the corner. Zaha with a shot, and Kante didn't know what was lurking behind him, so puts it behind for a corner. Milivojevic just looked to swing this one into an area far too close to Willy Caballero though. And easy catch for the goalkeeper. Bit of space on this right-hand side for Reece James as Sacco has to come out of centre-back to meet him. Havertz tries to flick that on one more and brings down Nathan Ferguson there, and might get a talking to. Yeah, just a talking to, not a card. The two twins in the background there wearing their raincoats are not happy with that and feel like it should be a booking. But good work from Ferguson. He just won the ball and then lured Havertz in to give away a foul, but what's that, about 15 minutes gone, 16 minutes gone, 0-0. Emerson gets the ball back from Abraham, tries to put a low crossing, fizzing ball right across the front, and very unlucky for Chelsea there. The ball stay in because of the rain holding it up as Abraham tries to get in front of his man, knocks that one down. Havertz is there, Already hit the post once. Into Abraham. Turns away from the defender. Abraham with a shot. What a block on that one from Topsiba. I think it was. It was not because Topsiba was just there. Pulisic gets away from one. Into Havertz. Surely a goal. What a save from Butland again. And, well, it just seems like Crystal Palace goalkeepers can do no wrong at the moment. Eze flicks that one on. Looking towards, well, Benteke, who was held off very well by Emerson. Kante on the ball for Chelsea. Pulisic. Pulisic is brought down there by Tapsoba. Just a swing of the foot catches the Chelsea man, and it'll be a dangerous free kick for Chelsea. So Pulisic, oh, it looked like he dived. Not sure there was any contact there at all, but the referee gives the free kick. And Ziyech is over it. Looks to swing it in. Pulisic knocks it down to Emerson. Back to Ziyech. Long range shot, and that's relatively easy for Butland. And the away team will get the ball and look to just keep a bit of possession. 0-0 at Stamford Bridge. Crystal Palace will be happy so far. Ferguson up towards Benteke. Christensen wins the header. Eze, well, misjudged the flight of that one and let it go over his head, and it could put Crystal Palace into a lot of trouble as Abraham feeds it into Kai Havertz, who's been Chelsea's danger man. Gets a shot off. This one's not as good as his last. Trickles past the post. Half an hour gone. 0-0. Pulisic picks up a pocket of space in towards Abraham, who gets away. He's caught late, and that could be a penalty. It could well be a penalty. The referee, I think, points to the spot, and it looked late. And Tapsoba, who's been getting praise from Gullit, he's had an outstanding start to his career at Crystal Palace, has just gone in late a little bit here from Abraham. He just touched it away from him, tried to get across his body, and it's definitely a foul and a penalty, and it's going to be Ziyech versus Butland. Hakim Ziyech takes it, sends Butland the wrong way, and it's 1-0 Chelsea from the spot, and you can see it again there, a definite penalty. Referee got the decision right. No need for VAR for that one. 1-0 Chelsea. Crystal Palace's game plan is becoming a little bit undone here. The long balls towards Benteke are being easily intercepted and cut out by Christensen. So it goes up to Abraham again. Tries to flick that one around the corner. Tapsoba just about gets there first, but his clearance only falls to the feet of Emerson. Puts a ball in, headed away. Townsend's there. Turns it round the corner to Eze. Eze has the run of Wilfried Zaha. Surely he's got the pace quicker ahead of Rudiger, and he has. And Zaha's through. Rudiger gets back at him. A fantastic tackle. Zaha wins it back though and scores. And it's 1-1. And what a mistake from Rudiger. Willy Caballero wasn't expecting it. And it's 1-1. The away team straight back into it. And Wilfried Zaha with a lovely goal. Good ball through from Eze. Zaha had the pace around Rudiger. Rudiger actually really well to get back at him. But won the ball. But Zaha just won it back and then slots it past Caballero. 1-1. Kai Havertz picks up a pocket of space, looks in towards Abraham. Good defending this time from Tapsoba. And Sacco gives the ball to Ferguson, who can come forward with it. Tries to put that one up towards Benteke, who gets above Kante. Goes wide. Zaha with the ball. Has the overlapping run of Nathan Ferguson. Ignores him. Goes infield towards Eze. Up towards Benteke. On one more to Zaha. Back to Eze. Dodo giving him an option on the right. And well, the right back's in a fantastic position here. Gets a shot off and just past the post. Remains 1-1 just before half time. Pulisic into Abraham. I thought it was defended well, but got a shot off, and Butland makes a good save. Looks to go long with his kick and picks out Zaha with an absolutely wonderful delivery there from Jack Butland. Zaha in towards Benteke. On one more to Dodo. Up towards Eze. Back to Benteke. Benteke just holds it up and tries to feed it through for Dodo, but sticking out the leg of Emerson intercepts that pass. Milivojevic read the ball, but Ziyech is onto it. Havertz, up it goes. Really easy interception for Tapsoba, who seems to be growing into the game since giving away that penalty. Benteke turns away, but that's half time, and it's 1-1 here at Stamford Bridge, and well, a pretty even game. Chelsea having a few more chances and a bit more possession, but Crystal Palace will be happy with the draw and are definitely not out of this game. So the second half gets underway. No changes for Crystal Palace. Ruud Gullit happy with what he's seen. Obviously used to be player manager at Chelsea at one point in his career, as Benteke can't get that one. Rudiger gets there first, but Benteke comes through the back of him, and it's a free kick to Chelsea to start the second half. Well, that's taken me by surprise. That's an unbelievable goal. It's 2-1 Chelsea. Pulisic has scored it. I thought I was defending this quite well. It went out to Reece James. Reece James just held it up, put a ball in. I thought Milivojevic was just going to get there, and then I thought Tapsoba was going to get there. Pulisic brings it down, just sticks it past Butland into that left-hand post. It was a lovely, lovely goal. Reece James, great little dink into the box. Pulisic with the touch, lovely finish. 2-1 Chelsea. It took me by surprise. Dodo lays the ball in towards Townsend. He's got runners going beyond him, but couldn't put the ball through. Kovacic wins the battle of the slide tackles to get that ball. Good challenge there from Tapsoba. Tapsoba into Townsend. Townsend onto Dodo. Dodo just has to stand Emerson up. Looking to create a bit of space, but not much happening for him. But he has now. He's got round his man as Dodo then took too long to put the cross in, and Emerson gets it away to Pulisic, and a decent tackling on again. Milivojevic can't keep it in though. Throw into Chelsea, an hour gone. It's 2-1 to the home team. And Chelsea doing a very good job of stopping Crystal Palace playing the counter-attacking football we know they love to. They really are sitting deep and stopping the balls into Christian Benteke and stopping the likes of Zaha and Eze getting on the ball. It's a good defensive display this from Frank Lampard's men. So that's a poor pass out wide from Eze. Havertz gets in there and he's spanning behind. Kovacic didn't play the first time ball. Back to Reece James, back to Kovacic. Kovacic on the right hand side just holds up the play. Ball across, and Butland should be able to pick that one out of the sky. Looks to launch a counter-attack for the first time in a long time for Crystal Palace. Eze, round the corner, Benteke. Benteke into Zaha. Zaha can't get there. Rudiger again. He's probably been Chelsea's best defender. The much maligned German centre-back. Good win from Guendouzi. Benteke tried to lay it through. It took a deflection. And Willy Caballero with an easy pickup. Christian Pulisic in behind the defenders again. His first touch lets him down as Tapsoba this time gets the ball, in danger of giving away a second penalty there. As Milivojevic looks up towards Benteke, who's isolated Kovacic. Zaha. On the outside of him is Ferguson. Ferguson up against Reece James. And Ferguson uses a good bit of trickery to get away from him. Ball in towards the back post, but slightly overhit. And it remains 2-1. Triple substitution for Crystal Palace. It's Mitchell on for Ferguson, Pjanić on for Townsend. So two youngsters coming on, and then Onyeka on for Eze in the midfield. Dodo into Pjanić, the youngster. Zaha can't get that, and Guendouzi couldn't cover him, but does get a good foot in onto Abraham. Milivojevic up towards Benteke. Looks to flick it onto Onyeka, but just goes the wrong side of him, and Reece James covers very well. Good composure to then beat the tackle of Onyeka. Havertz comes forward with it, and that's bouncing around. Guendouzi gets on the loose ball, gets the ball back from Mitchell. Guendouzi spreads it out to Dodo. In the middle to Zaha, who's picked up a pocket of space. Onyeka couldn't get past Rudiger. But again, it's pretty relentless this from Crystal Palace. Onyeka offside. Unlucky. 10 minutes to go. 2-1. A very good line there from Chelsea. Good ball through from Guendouzi, but Onyeka just drifted offside. Pulisic in behind Dodo again. He's just getting a bit fatigued. The right back, Pulisic, lays it across to Abraham with a finish, but just past the post. And while Chelsea rue these chances, Crystal Palace have a chance to try and nick a point or even a win from this game with 10 minutes to go. We know that this Crystal Palace team do not give up. As Butland sees that one past his post. There are rumours that Crystal Palace are looking to strengthen in the attacking areas in this transfer window. As Benteke gets up really well to win that header. As Reece James out to Christensen. Christensen back to Rudiger. Pressured and just about snuck that pass past Christian Benteke. Reece James goes up the line. Kai Havertz turns, gets away from Mitchell, who's been doing okay for Crystal Palace when he's made his appearances. But he's got to get back and defend again now. Kai Havertz looks to get past Mitchell again. Reece James takes over this time. Well, he put a cross in the box. Looks happy to hold it up at the corner. Puts that one out. Goal kick. 5 minutes to go. Sacco goes long looking towards Benteke. Can't win the header. Reece James is there for the second ball as well as Pulisic brings this one away. Kovacic. And Mitchell brings him down with a foul. Reece James takes it quickly, which you wouldn't expect Chelsea to do in the current situation, having the lead with less than 5 minutes to go. Good save from Jack Butland that time. Can Crystal Palace muster one last attack? And Sacco looks to bring the ball out from defence. Gives it into Mitchell. Mitchell lays it in looking for Zaha, but Ziyech read the pass very easily. But that's a terrible pass that Zaha's then read back. Benteke couldn't get there. And everybody looking a little bit fatigued for Crystal Palace. They have got a long rest after this game as we go through to deadline day for the January transfer window. Emerson up to Pulisic. Pulisic round the corner to Abraham. Abraham nearly got away from Sacco. Could get away from him this time, and this could seal the win for Chelsea, and does in injury time. Abraham makes it 3-1, and they've been the better team this second half, Chelsea. Crystal Palace not really creating too much. And it's been a very good defensive display from Chelsea when, as soon as they got that 2-1 lead, they've been pretty solid at the back as Havertz comes forward, feeds that one through. What a ball through that is to Christian Pulisic, who is tackled very well by Dodo. Dodo, similar to Rudiger in the first half, nearly lost it and cost his team a goal. Luckily, he wins that one back. Milivojevic is there, but there's the full-time whistle. It's 3-1 Chelsea. A very resounding victory for the bigger team from London. And, yeah, second half, they absolutely dominate it. A very deserved result. So, the result sees Crystal Palace drop down 1 place to 17th, and Chelsea are up in 5th. So, again, pretty expected result, that one. But as we go towards the end of deadline day, we'll come back with transfer news. We'll see what this one is. Guendouzi fails to find form. I'm not sure about that. I think he's been not too bad. The terms are not exactly what we wanted. We've managed to reach an agreement. Just need your final nod. Lingard declined our offer. Milivojevic from Aston Villa. And a monthly report in there as well. So let's go and look at these negotiations. Let's see what... so Lingard turned us down, but Brunetta, 23 grand. It's still a lot, isn't it? Go on, let's bring him in. He's got some good stuff. Let's bring him in. Brunetta will join the team. It does give some competition for Eze as well, which is always good. And we've got these ones here. So Milivojevic, 18.72. How old is he? He's 30. He's been very, very good for us. That's a lot of money, though. Just pay. They can, if they pay his release fee, they can have him. I think that's a fair thing to say. And that's the only one we've got. But a new signing coming in, which is good. We'll be back if there's any other news in the transfer window. So Van Aanholt has got an offer from Forest, Zaha from Arsenal, Riedeveld from Bristol City, Guaita from Leeds, and Brunetta has joined up the club. Milivojevic. Aston Villa have released Milivojevic from his contract by paying him a full release fee. So we might need a central midfielder to replace Milivojevic. And Stengs has turned us down. I made a bid for Stengs. We didn't get him. So we head into deadline day, last transfer deadline day. And, well, some news is already upon us. We've got lots of negotiations as player departures. Milivojevic left. He was, well, release fee was paid and off he's gone. And Arsenal have done it for Zaha. So we're going to get 55 million, but we're going to lose Wilfried Zaha, for God's sake. We're going to lose Zaha. Boer has declined our offer. And, Shalov's accepted. That's good. So Shalov has accepted. So we are going to get somebody in, which is good. So that's another striker in Shalov, which is a good signing. Unfortunately, he's going to keep the same release fee. So we need to go and buy a winger, really. I can't believe Arsenal played Zaha's release fee. That's an absolute killer. That is a killer. Guaita, no, we'll end that. I can't even do anything about it. All we can do is accept the deal. 83 million in the bank. Right, we need to go and buy a superstar of some description. The thing is, no superstars want to move to us, and that's the problem. Do we bring on Carlos Vela to try and... I can't believe that. Well, Shalov's joined, so he can come off the list. Oh my God, we really need a winger now. We really need a winger. Carlos Vela, Suso, Quincy Promise, or Goncalo Guedes. I mean, 25, 29, 82 rated. He would be 24 million. He's like half the price of Zaha, to be honest. That could be a very good shout. Let's have a look. See what we can get him for. There's a high chance of success. So let's go. I don't want to ruin it because it's deadline day. Let's go. We'll just give him 18 million. 2-year contract, weekly salary, a high release fee. Let's give him a 3-year contract, see if he's happy with that. Welcome a move to our club. Let's just go for it. We need to get someone in to replace Zaha, don't we? And I think for half the price, I think that's a pretty good deal. He's accepted our offer. Good. So there you go. Zaha's gone, but we do bring in Goncalo Guedes, which I'm very happy about. Accept that. Yes. Good. Right. So we have brought in an attacking midfielder, a striker, and a winger to replace our. We need a central midfielder to replace Milivojevic, really. At the moment. Well, I suppose Guendouzi would come in and sit there and would probably bring in Kouyaté or Riedeveld. But, Yeah, Bruno Henriquez, of course, we've got him in there as well. I'm happy with the back four. Could probably do with another centre-back to replace Cahill, to be honest. But I think that's not too bad. Yeah. Let's go and have a look. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's go and have a look to see who's on the transfer list. See if we can pick up someone relatively cheap. So there's 4,000 players on the transfer list. Let's sort by overall rating in descending. Obviously, these guys aren't going to move to us. We'll probably be looking around about the 80 mark. Digne would be a good left back to bring in. Williams, Cyprien, Declan Rice. That's not bad. Dele Alli. I don't think, surely Dele Alli wouldn't move to us. Idrissa Gueye from PSG, but he's 32. Although I'm not too worried about looking forward. We need players in now. St. Maximin. Oh my God, St. Maximin is transfer listed. 25 million. How old's Cyprien? Because that's a low release fee. He's only 26. French 26 midfielder with a £13 million release fee. Or £17 million release fee. That makes a bit more sense. But he is only valued at 13 million. He's on the transfer list as well. He's good at free kicks, which is awesome. We need someone to do that to replace Milivojevic. He's got unbelievable player skills. Counter-attack's good, long pass, maintain formation. I'm going to try Cyprien. We've just found him on the list. 17 million release fee. 44 grand in wages. We'll bump that up a bit. Give him an appearance fee. Give him a goal bonus. Give him a win bonus. Again, it's bringing someone in for the same release fee that we're paying him for, which I don't really like. But let's see if it happens. Got some messages. Lots of offers. Scout report. We found a special talent we'd like to know you like. Wan-Bissaka. He fits up perfectly. Well, I wouldn't mind bringing in Wan-Bissaka, but let's have a look. Batshuayi from Espinote. He's past his prime. Mitchell on loan. And Cyprien declined our offer. Do we bring in Aaron Wan-Bissaka? Seems a bit bizarre. Does seem a bit bizarre. But they are saying Wan-Bissaka. 83 rated. Defensive fullback from Man United, obviously. Ball winning 93. Absolutely ridiculous. I just don't. It's not realistic, is it, to bring in Wan-Bissaka? It's really not realistic to bring in Wan-Bissaka. So we need some talent. We need to get some talent in. I think I'm going to panic in a minute. Cyprien rejected us. He rejected us. Doubts over appearances. Obviously, you'd be a first team player, you moron. And Batshuayi 6.52. No, you're not getting him cheap. No chance. Not Batshuayi. We do have central midfielders. It's a bit of a shame that we've lost Milivojevic. We have brought in a good player to replace Zaha as well. Oh yeah, Mitchell. We'll end that one. I just don't know. Okay, so with 2 hours left, I've made a bid for Ferro, and I think we could be in with a chance here. We could be in with a chance. Very, very good centre-back. Maybe not ideally what we need, but young. 12.5 million, 42,000 a week. I think we're going to do that. His release fee would be 14 million, so we would get a bit of profit on him. He's 24. He looks very, very good in the air and stuff. A good passer out from the back as well. He won't really fit our style at the moment, but he'll have to learn that. I think we go for it. I think we accept that. Last contract negotiation for the day. Wow, what a busy deadline day that was. Absolutely crazy. I can't believe we've lost Zaha and Milivojevic. Pretty much the two captains I had in the team have both gone. But we do bring in Ferro, which I'm quite happy about. So January's earnings, budget review, FA Cup quarterfinals coming up in February. Training report, Pjanić's gone up. He's going to get a bit more game time, isn't he? So, I mean, have we improved the team overall? I'm not sure. We definitely have with Ferro coming in. That's a huge purchase. That's really good. That's a good back four for Crystal Palace. I'm happy with that back four. I think we may be lacking something in midfield now, but Guendouzi should be better than Milivojevic. That's okay. Zaha's a huge loss. Absolutely massive. Obviously, we brought in Goncalo Guedes as well, who would just slip in there for Bruno Henrique, who will go back to the bench. She can be a little bit unfortunate. I think we have made the squad better. Overall. Mitchell, Batshuayi, Sakho, Bruno Henrique. We've got Shalov as well, who is now the best striker at the club by some margin. It does drop our team spirit down a little bit. We've got depth. We're okay. It's a bit of a concern that our backup central midfielders are Kouyaté, Riedeveld and MacArthur, but they are the sort of people you would have as backups. We've also got Brunetta to give us an option for Eze as well. Again, a bit of a chemistry or team spirit drop off, but I think that'll be all right. Onyeka will probably find his chances a little bit more limited, but he's been a good impact player. I don't know. Let me know down below. Have we made the squad better or worse? I mean, the sales are out of our hands, really, in terms of Zaha and Mitrovic. There's nothing we could do about that. We'll just make sure squad numbers are looking all right. If we've got anyone that's a bit... Yeah, Shalov cannot be number 4. You can be number 19. That's fine. Brunetta definitely can't be number 5. You can be number 15. That's okay. Tapsoba 6. I mean, we brought in... where's Ferro? Number 2. Yeah, we'll make you number 5. We can promote Dodo now to number 2. That's okay. 6-5 at the back. Maya, Kouyaté, Enrico Sakho, Goncalo Guedes, Townsend, Shalov. I'm happy with those numbers, I think. I'm happy with those numbers. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly can't decide if we've made this squad better or weaker. A disappointing result against Chelsea, but we are seeming to find our form with full manual. We'll be back for... let's have a look. Let's go My Team Info schedule and see. So Crystal Palace, Fulham, we've got Southampton... Well, we'll have to come back for the quarterfinal. We'll come back for Southampton and Man City. That's what we'll be back for. Fulham and West Ham. Well, two true London derbies behind cameras, behind the scenes, and then Crystal Palace, Southampton, Man City, Crystal Palace in the FA Cup quarterfinals, which should be very good. But thank you so much for watching. Sorry about not getting my words out. It is a longer episode. I apologise about that, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. For now, I'm out. Cheers.